I don't have a clue what's going on. Please, someone explain in a way that even I can understand. What happened yesterday? I was in the kitchen of the mansion, grabbing some food without permission. If you open up the massive business class refrigerator, you can find anything. You can eat and drink as much as you like. Even if the typhoon didn't clear up for a week, I'd have more than enough to eat. With wine in one hand, I was helping myself to some dry-cured ham. I wonder just how expensive this wine and ham are. The ingredients are out of luck too. If only it had Godos-san to cook you, you could have been reborn as much more incredible food. I looked at the clock. Very soon it would be 2400. October 5th, the second day, would end. The insane October 4th, yesterday, seemed like a lie. That's how much nothing had happened after that test thing. Nothing happened. No phone call came, no letters came, no person came, no one attacked me. Nothing happened at all. I want to start demanding a refund on all the time and energy that tension stole from me. Because after that, for an entire day, a full 24 hours, nothing happened. So surely, nothing's going to happen now. A full 24 hours ago, Beatrice called me to the spot in front of the mansion's entrance. There I was given a strange test to determine the successor to the headship, or whatever. I gave a serious answer in my own way, but it somehow hadn't meshed up with the other side. Beatrice got pissed for no reason and fell silent. I yelled at her to try and say something, but she gave no answer. When I asked where Maria was, she just told me to go to the chapel and left. To tell the truth, it was an anticlimax. No matter what kind of weird test you give, at least tell me whether I passed or failed. Are you trying to say, thanks for coming, your results will be mailed to you later or something? Quit messing with me. Anyway, I headed to the chapel. After failing their test, both George, Aniki, and Jessica were killed. I couldn't let Maria get killed too. Also, I might get a chance to catch some person trying to kill her. As a little kid, I often heard from Jessica that you'd get in trouble if you went near the chapel. So I'd never been there, but I at least knew where it was. I couldn't find any trace of a person there, but there was a key bundle lying in front of the door. I thought this might be something telling me to open the door, but after trying all the keys, I found that none of them fit. I also called Maria's name, but there was no answer whatsoever. I searched around the chapel, but there was a limit to what I could do in pitch black with just a flashlight. I realized that this key bundle might be some sort of a set of master keys, which could make it possible to open the door in the mansion. I found no sign of Maria, so I returned to the mansion. The mansion was wrapped in silence, and in a horrible stench. However, it's amazing how good humans are at adapting. The inside of the mansion must still be wrapped up in that smell. However, I grew completely used to it and stopped minding it. It didn't seem any worse than any old house where someone burnt some meat. At first, I was bewildered by the stench, but I decided to head to the dining hall for the time being. And found those corpses that were so pitiful. Godo-san and the rest had hesitated to speak of them in detail. It was the remains of Aunt Natsuhi and the others who had become the first victims. Half of each head had been completely split open, and it was so gruesome that even without knowing a thing about examining corpses, I could say that they were 100% dead. And on top of that, the remaining halves of their faces were left like normal, so it was even easy to identify them. Really convenient corpses these were. And in addition to those 6 bodies was one more. The 7th corpse was Maria. She lay next to Aunt Rosa, as though sleeping alongside her. I cried. At the death of an innocent young girl. And then at the cruel way my dad and the rest had died. I raced through the mansion, swinging the hat-stand spear, yelling, "Come out here, you bastard!" But I couldn't find any trace of anyone else. Thinking they might be planning to hide somewhere and attack me from behind, I went around searching for hiding places. Sometimes growing more cautious, and sometimes intentionally letting my guard down in various ways. But in the end, not even a kitten appeared. Then morning came. My tension and fatigue combined with my drowsiness, making for the worst kind of dawn. Humans are pretty incredible. Even when a murderer might be hiding somewhere, we prioritize drowsiness and fatigue over our own lives. By that time, I was starting to feel pretty ridiculous. After all, for a full 6 hours before dawn, I walked around the mansion, yelling at the culprits to show themselves. My search had been a careful one, and I tired myself out and let my guard down. Even so, no one came to attack me. Basically, I lost patience with them and figured they could do whatever the hell they wanted. The boat won't come until the typhoon passes. They said on TV it won't pass until tomorrow, so I've got another full day today. The lazing about lost its interest. And even though I knew it would probably make the police mad, I decided to play detective a bit. First was the dining hall, where the very first murder had occurred. The 6 who had been killed in the beginning were really pitiful. The weapon used was probably a gun. Maybe their heads were split open by something powerful like a magnum bullet or a shotgun. It was a reasonable theory to hold. Compared to that, the 7th corpse, Maria, had died in a much better and cleaner way. At a glance, I could see no external wounds and didn't understand how she had been killed. But by her mouth were traces of bubbles that she might have spat out, and it looked like typical death by poisoning that you might see in a TV drama. Wasn't Maria called out to the chapel and given a test? So why was she in the corpse-filled dining hall, lying next to her mother, dead? Even if the cause of death was poison, who gave it to her? Her clothes weren't disturbed at all. It's hard to imagine that she was forcefully pushed down, and given an injection of poison. It's probably better to assume that she was given a capsule of poison or something made to swallow it. But compared to the scattered and violently mutilated corpses in this room, Maria's corpse was too clean. If they'd had a gun, they only needed to pull the trigger. But poisoning, whether by having her drink it or by injection, would take a lot of more effort. Considering the culprit's brutal nature, you'd think Maria's death alone was given special treatment. Why was only Maria given a sleep-like death? True, being killed is always a pitiful thing, but for some reason, Maria's death alone seemed very courteous to me. Both of Maria's hands were joined in our chest, as though the dead person had put them there herself. Did Maria do that herself before dying? Isn't this usually something done by someone else after the person dies? As though sleeping with their mother, whose head was half crushed, Maria dozed in peace. For some reason, that contrast really bugged me. Including the direct cause, it's probably safe to say that Maria's death is shrouded in mystery. And more than anything else, the biggest mystery of this dining hall was the pitfalls. The pitfalls that both Uncle Cross's group and Godo-san's had mentioned. After the first 6 were killed, 5 more fell through pitfalls and were captured. What are pitfalls? Those things that suddenly open up and you fall through them, right? The room had a solid floor with a carpet that looked dignified, if a bit worn out. No matter how you looked at it, it was a single piece. If a pitfall had opened up, there would have been just a seam in just that place. And if there had been some trick like a pitfall, wouldn't it creak when you walked on it? No matter how much I walked around feeling the carpet, I just couldn't imagine that a pitfall was hidden here. Anyway, it'd be one thing if a single person fell, but 5 full people did. By putting together everyone's stories, each one of them had fallen from a different location. So at the very least, there had to be 5 separate places with pitfalls. So what does this mean? Was this room actually made with pitfalls across the floor? So by pushing a button you can open up a pitfall in the location of your choice? Some kind of contraption like that? That kind of ridiculous mechanism wouldn't be surprising even in a ninja mansion. But if Dad and the rest had heard about this, I wonder if they would say I wouldn't put it past Grandfather to do it, to make it. At any rate, I didn't learn anything more from the dining hall. Do the pitfalls not exist? Or do they exist and I just can't find them, amateur that I am? I can't say for sure. Since they claim that the pitfalls were there, I can't ignore them, even if I can't find them. The next ones to be killed were Jessica and George Aniki. I discovered George Aniki when I had been called out for my test. He had been called out to the arbor in the rose garden, and probably shot in the forehead with a gun. Jessica had been called to her own room on the 2nd floor of the mansion. The door to her room was locked, but that wasn't a problem at all since I had the master key. Inside the room, it was horrible. But after the dining hall, I was used to corpses, so I'd built up a bit of an immunity. The phone receiver was loose and dangling. Had she been killed while still on the phone with me? Jessica was leaning against the wall next to it, with half her head split open. As far as I could tell by glancing at the scene, it looked as though she had been killed while on the phone. In that case, had the culprit been right there before her eyes? I hadn't gotten that impression when listening to Jessica's voice over the phone. I'm pretty sure Jessica said, "They got me." It's probably best to assume that she'd already received a fatal wound at the time of the phone call. That's right, and she also said this.
バトラが来た時には私は頭を半分ぶちまけた死体だよ
Yes, that's what she said. From what I could tell from looking at Jessica's corpse, there were no wounds on her other than the damage to her head. Could she have an injury serious enough to make her prepared for death, and then died halfway through the phone call? But the way she talked on the phone made me think that she'd escaped from harm for the time being. You shouldn't be able to have a casual conversation over a phone if the culprit's right before your eyes. So did the culprit come in partway through the phone call and kill Jessica? No, that can't be right. After all, this room was locked. Wait, that doesn't tell me anything. If the culprit stole a master key from one of the victims, locking the door would be meaningless. But she had no external wounds other than her head. In that case, should I assume that the fatal wound she had was prepared to die from, and the actual external wound that damaged her head were two different things? And that both of them were made to the same part of the body? In other words, Jessica was struck severely to the head and received an incredibly bad wound. Then she called me, and either lost consciousness or died while on the phone. Then the culprit came and damaged her head again. Something like that. After being called to this room, Jessica was attacked by the culprit and received a serious injury. Then the culprit thought that she had been killed and went away for the time being. But Jessica miraculously started breathing again and called me with what would become her dying message. Then the culprit realized they'd failed to kill her and rushed back to deliver the final blow after Jessica fell unconscious from massive blood loss. It seemed to add up, more or less. Except for how Jessica was able to accurately predict the nature of that final blow. And there's one more thing that bugged me about the phone call from Jessica. Jessica had said this.
正真兄さんもダメだったありゃ即死だ
She said it almost as though she witnessed Georgianiki being killed. Well, you could see the rose garden from the window in Jessica's room, and you could even see the roof of the arbor where Georgianiki had been summoned. It was very far away. Add on to the fact that it might have been the night of the typhoon, it was very hard to imagine that she was able to witness everything that happened by the arbor from this window. And more than anything else, Jessica left before Georgianiki, so she shouldn't have known that Georgianiki's test took place by the arbor. Why did Jessica know that Georgianiki had been killed? Also, during my search of the entire mansion, I found Kiryu-san's corpse as well. It was in one of the old guest rooms at the back of the first floor. In the past, before the construction of the guest house, the relatives had spent the night in these. Kiryu-san's situation matched Jessica's perfectly. She'd probably been killed during her phone call with me. The receiver was hanging untidily, and Kiryu-san lay crumpled in that corner. But the way she had been killed was very different from Jessica. Her head wasn't smashed. Instead, a stake with an occult design was buried into her forehead. It was so gruesome, so I pulled it out. After pulling it out, I realized that this might get me in trouble with the police later. So, a little too late, I set it down by Kiryu-san's side. The tip was sharp and stained with enough blood that it must have penetrated fully to the brain. I didn't know what kind of metal it was made out of, but it was about as heavy as a paperweight. Certainly, if you're stabbed all out with something like this, it might cause a terrible wound. I probably knew what that stake meant. It's one of those. The style of killing from the fourth twilight onwards in the witch's epitaph. It's probably that gouge of a stake and kill thing. However, a human skull is very firm. No matter how much someone mustered their strength, could it have really pierced so neatly? No. By my reasoning, this stake wasn't the cause of death, but it had just been used to damage the corpse after death. She probably was killed with a gun or something, like Georgianiki. and the stake had been stuck in the hole left by the gun. Thinking of it that way made it easier to accept. But was Kirie-san really killed with a gun? As she said on the phone, even though she was holed up inside a locked room, Kirie-san was being attacked. In fact, this room had been locked. Also, she mentioned a golden thread or something flying in and attacking her. In fact, there are 4 places around Kirie-san's corpse with holes that could have been caused by some kind of attack. But a golden thread had attacked her through the keyhole? Looked at the door from Kirie-san's perspective. If it had been one of those old keyholes you see in old mystery movies, where you can peek through to the other side, then this would have clearly been possible to stick something through it. But even though the doors in this mansion were old-fashioned, the locks were the familiar average cylinder style that you could find in any normal house. In other words, they weren't constructed in a way that would let you penetrate through them. So no matter how thin an object you might try to stick through the keyhole, it's unthinkable that something penetrated through from the outside and attacked. A cylinder lock. And a keyhole. But despite that, Kirie-san definitely said something like a golden thread had flown through the keyhole, spun around while aiming for her, and attacked her. A golden thread attacking through a keyhole. I couldn't understand what it meant at all. But even so, Kirie-san probably predicted that I wouldn't be able to understand all this. And it wasn't just Kirie-san. Jessica said it over the phone too. No, since the very beginning, from the time we talked with Goda-san and Kumasawa-san, and got the phone call from Uncle Krause's group, everyone had said the same consistent thing. Grandfather summoned witches and demons, and is killing people with magic. They've been shown that right before their eyes. These weren't tricks or fakes. There was no choice but to believe it. With one voice, they all said that. When the mystery woman calling herself Beatrice appeared, even I had pretty much believed that she was a real witch that might start summoning goat monsters right and left. However, after being left alone for a whole day, my feeling of tension had faded completely. I was now able to think that something so stupid definitely couldn't be true. Did they lose their heads a little in an extraordinary situation where their lives were exposed to danger, and mistakenly think that a witch was attacking them with magic? But multiple people gave the same kind of testimony, and on top of that, none of their opinions conflicted with each other. If it had just been a single statement, I'd be able to suspect that they just didn't see what they thought they saw. But doing that now is pretty difficult. Then, right next to the back door, I found Uncle Krause with his head half smashed. Even though he escaped the dungeon of the Kuadorian, and somehow made it this far by a secret underground passage, he had been killed. Buried into a gruesome cross-section of his half-crushed head was a stake with an occult design, like the one that had been buried into Kirie-san's forehead. And in this situation, it had been very hard to imagine that the stake was the weapon used. He had been killed with a powerful gun like the 6 in the dining hall. After death, he had been jabbed with a stake like Kirie-san. I wonder if the golden threads that Kirie-san spoke of attacked Uncle Krause too. Does there exist some kind of tool, like an endoscope, that's very thin but can be moved about at will? And that can also attack people? No way. I've never heard of anything like that. But even so, if this fact hadn't been revealed but to one of the relatives, maybe they'd say I wouldn't put it past grandfather to make it. Since I can't deny the existence of Gold Thread X that can be moved at will and attack people, I can either accept that this mysterious weapon exists or else I'll have to accept that this was a murder committed with magic. To find the next corpse, I had to head through the back door and search around outside a bit. Behind the mansion, in the wild-grown bushes were almost swallowed up by the forest, there was something like an old well. And right next to it were Dr. Nanjo and Shan-chan's corpses. Both corpses had their heads smashed. And though they weren't stuck in, there were stakes lying right next to each damaged head. Each corpse was atrocious, but having to look directly at Shan-chan's lovely face, which had been half blown away, it was very painful. Then there was the well. I'd heard that inside it was a secret underground passage to the mysterious mansion Kuadorian. By this time, I'd begun to think that Beatrice and her accomplices must have used this underground passage and left for Kuadorian. Even though there was apparently at least 10 of them, I hadn't seen a trace of anyone. It seemed very likely that they'd already escaped to a different location. There's the typhoon. We can't go out to sea. It goes the same for the forest. There's no way they could traverse such a deep, uncultivated forest on foot. In that case, they only had one place to go. The mysterious hidden mansion, Koadorian. Through the underground tunnel passage at the bottom of the well. By this time, I had entirely lost my fear of being killed if I happened to come across the enemy. Don't fuck with me. This time I'll storm into your mansion. The old well had a firm cover on it. The cover was an iron grill. The gaps between the bars were perhaps 20 centimeters across. You could peer inside, but it really wasn't something a human could pass through. If I hadn't known better, I would have thought that anything more than a simple cover to prevent falls. But from what Curious on it told me, I knew its purpose was to prevent intruders from entering the secret underground passage of its depths. But the cover was extremely firm and rigid. No matter how much I pushed or pulled, I couldn't get close to opening it. I couldn't find any obvious lock. It might have been sealed by some mechanism. But no matter how much I investigated it, I couldn't find anything to release it. The biggest piece of information Curious on had tried to give me, gambling her final moments, was the underground passage in this well.
こんな蓋程度で俺を阻めると思うんじゃねえぜ。こいつをぶち壊してやる。その道具を探そう。
I had an idea. After all, I'd seen various tools in the guarding shed when we'd locked Goda-san and Kumasawa-san in there. But the shutter to the guarding shed was locked. On top of that, the key was with Goda-san, who was dead on the inside. In other words, this guarding shed is a closed room. There's no way to open it from the outside. In that case, I gotta break the shutter. There has to be a tool for that somewhere. Kinda feels like I'm going in circles here. Then while searching for that, I learned the source of the stench that permeated the mansion this whole time was the underground boiler room. The boiler room was dimly lit, humid, smelled horrible, and on top of all that was incredibly creepy. But there were several large tools there, and I managed to find the fire hatchet and some massive wire cutters. And grandfather's corpse. No, strictly speaking, I probably should say I found a burnt corpse of a person who was probably grandfather. Someone's corpse had been stuffed into the blazing fires of the boiler. However, by coincidence, I was able to notice the number of toes on the corpse. Both feet had 6 toes. That's right, I think I heard from Dad a long time ago. Something about grandfather having polydactyl with extra toes. According to the old Ushiramiya family tradition, it seems those with extra fingers or toes are some kind of good fortune and were treated as a good omen. And because of that, grandfather was selected to be the successor or something. I wonder if I could be certain this is grandfather's body just from the number of toes. After all, grandfather was supposed to be the leader of the group of culprits. I didn't have a clue why you'd get stuffed into a boiler place like this and die. A mysterious corpse burning and spitting out terrible stench amid the flames. If it really was grandfather, did that mean that the leader of the group of the culprits wasn't grandfather, but that Beatrice after all? Grandfather was used because he was convenient, and was then thrown away. Unfortunately, it didn't look like I'd be given a chance to hear grandfather's side of the story. Now that I obtained a tool, I thought about rushing to take on the cover to the well, but I decided to break the shutter to the guarding shed first. I had plenty of time to kill anyway. I figured I should check on the condition of Goda-san and Kumasawa-san's corpses. I hit the shutter with the hatchet, breaking into it. Stuck the wire cutter into the crack, and scissored it around, opening up a hole. Then I faced Goda-san and Kumasawa-san's corpses once more. As a result, I learned a new fact. First, they had not died by being hung by the neck. Both their feet were solidly on the ground. And both of their foreheads were signs that they had been shot with a gun. The loop seemed longer than a normal noose. And on top of that, the length was different to match the height of each person. In other words, the lengths had been adjusted so that both Goda-san, who was tall, and Kumasawa-san, who was short, had their feet solidly but barely on the ground. And while the ropes carried both of their weights as their heads lolled, both of them had some slack below their knees. This meant if they stood up with these loops around their necks, they would have been some extra length. In other words, these loops wouldn't have been that great for hanging people. The direct cause of death was probably a shot to the head. It was gruesome. Their insides were still dripping out from those gaping holes, staining their faces a deep red. It's probably best to assume that they were hung, pulled up, and then left exposed like that. If they had been shot with a gun, they would probably have been lying down on the floor. If that had been the case, you wouldn't be able to tell that they were dead even if you peeked through the window. The mountain of stuff would have gotten in the way, so they would have been lying down. They would have been hidden. To make the deaths of these two known to the rest of us who couldn't go inside, they would have had to hang them like this, making it visible from the outside. Was this done to get back at us for thinking that those two would surely be safe if we left the key with them? I wonder where the shutter key we gave Goto-san, which we should have ensured their safety, is now. That key was in the pocket of his trousers. The gardening shed key had been kindly left there, even the plate was attached. In other words, the gardening shed had been a closed room after all. And that gave rise to another question. Because this can't be explained by a hanging. If they didn't commit suicide, then those nooses were set up by the culprit. It might have been possible to shoot them through the window, but it's really unthinkable that someone could have tied these two loops from the beam from the outside. And furthermore, there's no way they could have lifted up the heavy corpses. In other words, to do all this, they would have to have gone inside. But the key was in Goto-san's pocket, and the shutter had been locked. In other words, the gardening shed had been a closed room. Goto-san had said that there was only one key to the shutter. But is it possible that there was a copy, and that the culprit wasn't in possession of it? If we're allowed to theorize that there's actually a duplicate of the gardening storehouse key, and that Goto-san didn't know about it, then this isn't even close to a closed room. But why is it that, despite the fact that almost all the other corpses were shot to death and then left in it almost completely alone, just these two corpses were intentionally hoisted up? I couldn't help but feel something a bit odd about that. After this, if we assume that the mystery corpse in the boiler was grandfather's, the deaths of 16 people have been confirmed. There were 18 people on the island. I'm here, and there are 16 corpses. Kanakun's corpse is the only one I haven't been able to confirm. According to Kirie-san, he had been killed while climbing out of the well, and had fallen down into it. So with the well closed up like this, it's impossible to check. I tried shining a flashlight through the bars down to the darkness in the depths of the well, but it seemed that a jet black darkness had no intention of showing me its depths with the light of that level. It looked like I'd had to break the bars after all. Using the hatchet and things I dragged from the boiler room and the gardening shed, I tried to break the cover of the well. But the metal bars were extraordinarily sturdy, and breaking them wasn't easy. I hit them with a hatchet over and over until my hands started feeling weird, and eventually gave up on breaking them. It's impossible. If there were at least wood, I might have been able to break them. But this metal... That's right, there's no way you can slice through metal bars like butter with a human strength. I can't even begin to understand that story about how Kanekun cut through metal bars. I heard that a light like a red laser beam grew out of his arm. And he sliced through the metal bars like he was cutting through butter. Cutting through metal bars like butter? And what's with that red laser beam? Does that mean that he secretly had a burner on him or something? And used that to burn through the bars? Still, just what kind of laser could cut through metal bars like butter? It almost sounds like it's some kind of laser beam you'd find in those robot anime I loved as a kid, doesn't it? Does something like that actually exist? And how did Kanekun get that laser beam? No matter how much I wanted to ask him, he's already been killed. Plus, even his corpse is now in the depths of the well beyond the cover. If Kanekun could slice through metal bars, I'm sure he could handle this metal cover in a single swing. It feels like the closed room Goto-san was locked in a while ago holding the key. Only one person can open the door, but they're locked inside. If only I had the power of Kanekun's, I'd be able to do something about this cover myself. Just who is Kanekun? He couldn't really be a non-human being capable of using strange power, right? Kiri-san told me to believe in witches, and I even met an insane woman calling herself one. Could Kanekun possibly be a human on the witch's side? Or else, the culprit? What the heck? Am I gonna start treating him like the culprit just because I can't find his corpse?
Oh. 死体がないだけで犯人扱い。疑わしきは白だとほざいたのは誰だったよ。よかろう。カノンに全ての犯行を押し付けて人間犯人説にされてはかなわぬ。わらわが赤にて保証する。カノンは死亡している。キリエたち5人の中で一番最初に死亡した。つまりは9人目の犠牲者というわけだ。
死体がない以上カノン君が死亡しているとは断言できない。
わらわが赤でささやいたところ駒であるそなたには届かぬ。だがそなたには届いた。
At a glance, this was a mass murder due to something strange that could only be thought of as magic. Golden threads that attack through keyholes. No, we even have a testimony that something gold flew around the dining hall when the first 6 died. The two might have been the same weapon. Then there was the closed room murder of the garden shed, and the laser beam that could cut metal bars. And that wasn't all. There was much, much more, like the group of goat monsters. The story of a witch who could create pitfalls by snapping her fingers, the rabbit-like demons who fired golden threads. I think there was more, but each part was all screwed up. Couldn't possibly accept it, and was forced to suspect it was some kind of trick or mistake. But why in the world had everyone spoken with one voice, saying the same thing without contradictions in their testimony? It's not only the magic. There's Maria's mysterious death. Why Jessica knew George Aniki had been killed. The mysterious burned corpse that I couldn't confirm really belonged to that damn geezer. And more. And more. All stuff I don't get. I tilted the wine bottle up and gulped. I don't have a clue what's going on. After dinner last night, the kids were chased out and told to go back to the guest house. And then there was a massacre in the dining hall. Kiri-san and the rest were dropped through pitfalls and captured. Then Jessica and George Aniki were called out to take a test or whatever and got killed. And though Kirie-san's group was able to escape the dungeon somehow, all of them got killed in the end. And at the very, very end, even Maria was killed, leaving me all alone. In short, I did nothing except stay locked up in the guest house. During that time, a huge incident occurred and ended. What can I call it except incomprehensible? I don't have a clue anymore.
もう俺はただの食欲魔人なんだぜ。俺だけ生き残らせるつもりかよ。とっとと姿を現して殺しに来いってんだ。もう面倒だからこっちからは探さねえぞ。そっちから正体を見せやがれってんだ。俺は逃げも隠れもしねえぞ。矢でも鉄砲でも持ってきやがれ。
I haven't gotten any sleep since yesterday, so I'm incredibly sleepy. You want to kill me? Go ahead. I decided to return to the guest house and boldly rest in a bed. When I exited the kitchen and passed through the lobby, that portrait of the witch came into view. The big clock did too. It was almost exactly 2400. Then the sound of the bell rang out, proclaiming that 2400 had arrived. As I listened, I looked up at Beatrice's portrait. Exactly 24 hours ago I met you. What were you trying to say? And where did you go? Just who in the world are you? Golden Witch Beatrice. I haven't solved a single one of the riddles surrounding you. Show yourself. And fight me. Then, the witch showed herself. Like a guest of honor finally appearing, she showed herself on the landing at the top of the big staircase.
ようやく姿を現しやがったな。丸一日退屈させられてたところだぜ。
そうだ、丸一日を与えた。人間側の権利行使は十分か。
ああ、退屈だったんでな。存分にやらせてもらったぜ。
エンジェは良い駒であったな。
エンジェの名をお前が口にするんじゃね
あれは奇跡によって現れ、自らを生贄にしてそなたに絶対の勝利の執念を与え
え。エンジェの名を口にするな。
た。あの無残な死はそなたにとって必要なものだ。あの死を見なければそなたは本気にならない。エンジェの幸薄き未来を自覚しなければそなたに勝利の執念は生まれない。
エンジェの名を口にするなと言っている。
つまりは必要な生贄だったというわけだ。そうでなくてはそなたにわらわを殺すほどの怒りは生まれない。わらわとそなたの拮抗が崩せない。ベルンカステル教名、これは駒ではない。切り札と呼ぶがふさわしい。駒はどれほど活躍しようと盤上を離れることはない。しかし切り札はどんな力を発揮しようとも切れば確実に捨てられる。エンジェはそなたにとって実に良き切り札だったのだ。
エンジェの名を口にするんじゃな。
At Battler's angry row, Beato finally stopped talking.
俺はな、こんなところで遊んでる暇はもう一切ねえんだ。引き分けすらもエンジェを待たせてる。俺はな、お前を打ち破り家族を連れて家に帰るんだよ。てめえと魔女ごっこで遊んでる暇は一秒たりともありはしない。
ならばどうすればよいか分かっているの。
ああ、お前をぶっ倒す。魔女も魔法も幻想も妄想も全て俺がぶっ飛ばす。さあ、おっ始めようぜ。もう二度とごまかさせない。ゲーム再開だぜ。お前という嘘っぱちを追う魔女のベールを俺が引き裂いてやる。
素直に一言わらわを殺してやると言えばよい。
ああ、その言葉をお望みなら言ってやるさ。俺が聞いてやるお前の望みで最初で最後のものだ。
感謝する。
お前を。
ならばよし、始めようぞバトラー。さあ、魔女狩りの時間だ。わらわを追ってみろ、追い詰めてみろ、殺してみろ。わらわはそなたに期待している。妹の最後がそなたに何を与えたのか、それをわらわに見せてみよ。
上等だ。
Balor's cry burned the world with a white light. And if you opened your eyes amidst the darkness, the two of them could be seen in the rose garden.
先手はどちらから。
俺だ。
潔し。
In the rose garden, beautiful rose petals danced. The color of those rose petals was red. Did the fact that they face each other in this beautiful rose garden prove or make claim to a red single truth? That must be why the roses are red. But in the language of flowers, roses represent passion, not truth. The flower for truth is a forget-me-not, and that flower is blue.
俺の青き真実だ。すべての一番最初から一番最初のゲームから始めるぜ。
よかろう。 そなたのお手並みを拝見しよう。来い。
行くぜ。すでに宣言済みだが、もう一度言う。こいつは前回のゲームの南條先生の殺人だけじゃないぜ。一番最初からのあらゆるゲームのあらゆる場面を切り裂ける。後宮金蔵はすでに死亡している。よって島の本当の人数は17人。そこに未知の人物 X が加わることで18人となっている。この人物 X の存在の過程によって17人全員にアリバイがあっても犯行は可能になる。これにより人間の数18人を満たしつつにもかかわらず、一見18人全員にアリバイがあっても犯人 X の存在と犯行は可能になる。
You can break through all the mirrors in episode 1 by supposing an unknown person X. Furthermore, it's possible to explain the mystery of Kinzo's evaporation from the closed room sealed by the receipt, by making the bold assumption that Kinzo wasn't there in the first place. Unless Beto counters this with the red truth, the illusion of the witch from episode 1 has been completely smashed. This blue truth is valid. The wedge of blue truth that Balor had thrown stabbed right through the top of Beto's left foot. Was the red blood pouring from there, a protest being made by a red truth? Beto shut one of her eyes tight, enduring the incredible, unbearable pain the blue truth had denied her.
悪くない。だがまだまだわらわは否定されてはおらぬ。殺されてはおらぬ。この程度では足りぬ。続くゲームではそれだけで説明できる謎があるぞ。
どの謎だ？
第2のゲームの終盤でジョージがゴーダとシャノンを引き継ぎ夏日の部屋に立てこもり殺された。夏日の部屋を解錠した鍵は室内に閉じ込められ、残る全ての解錠可能な鍵はローザの手にあった。犯人 X が存在しようとも密室構築は不可能なはず。
The blue wedge that pierced Beto's foot shook. She was resisting, fighting to pull it out.
いいや、俺の青き真実は揺るがない。犯人 X がマスターキーを入手していれば、あれは密室でも何でもないんだ。
いや、入手は不可能だ。マスターキーすべてはローザが管理した。
だがローザおばさんが共犯であったなら何の意味もない。ローザおばさんは犯人 X に何らかの方法で鍵を渡し密室殺人を幇助した。そしてその後同様の方法で鍵を回収したんだ。甘いぜベアト。こんなのは当時の俺もすでに推理している。
そうであったな。
The wedge that had been gradually losing its sparkle had seemed as though it was about to be pulled out, regained its strong blue again thanks to Balor's additional blue truth, and dug into Beto again, eating into her foot. Beto let out a cry of anguish at that pain.
まだ答えぬ。まだだ。まだだ。
さらに続けて6連結の連鎖密室。ローザおばさんとマリアの殺人、親父たちのホールでの死亡、クラウスおじさんと夏日おばさんの殺人、エヴァおばさんを犯人に仮定することで説明可能だ。これは当時すでに論破済み。それに対しお前がエヴァを通して出題してきた最後の難題、南條先生殺しも18人目の未知の人物 X で説明可能。これで第3のゲームまで全て打ち破ったぞ。
無論この程度答えはせぬわ。ならばゲストハウスからのジョージの失踪はどう説明するというのか。赤き真実を追加し、ジョージはゲストハウスの階段を降りてはおらぬ。窓から飛び去ったのだ。
In the final stages of the third game, George suddenly vanished from the second floor of the guest house. Ava, who had been on the first floor, claimed that no one had come downstairs. But because of the blue truth, George could have snuck down to the first floor and escaped while Ava was very busy carrying out Kraus and Natsu's corpses outside. But by adding an additional red truth, Beto had denied that possibility. To go outside without going down the staircase to the first floor, he would have had to leave by the window. But all the windows had been locked from the inside.
だからなんだ。お前の言葉通りだぞ。窓から飛び去ったんだろ。下へ飛び降りても芝生じゃわからないし。あの大雨だ。多少の痕跡なんて消えちまう。
赤き真実を繰り返す。外部へ通ずる窓も扉も全て内側より施錠されていたぞ。しかもそれらの施錠は全て外側からは不可能。ジョージには施錠する術はない。
青き真実を繰り返す。当時の俺も言っているぜ。ならばジョージの兄貴が窓より脱出後、誰かがそれを施錠すればいい。何も難しいことはない。こ
の程度であがけぬかあがけぬか。
Beto couldn't remove the blue wedge that was buried into her foot. The fake witch which burned more and more by that forceful blue.
第3のゲームまでの全てにおいて青き真実は未だ揺るがない。ならばお前が魔女であることを証明する唯一のゲームは今回の第4のゲームだけってことになる。
わらわが赤き真実にて反撃していない以上、そういうこの度のゲームでのみ魔女を証明せねばならない。よかろう、存分に来るがよ。
食堂の6人殺しについて不審な点はない。18人目の X が銃を乱射してみんなを殺した。落とし穴については実際に落とし穴が本当に隠されていた可能性もあるし、桐江さんの仮説である瞬時に混沌させる毒矢の発射装置 X の過程でも説明可能。ジョージの兄貴ジェシカ、そして地下牢から脱出したメンバーの殺害も食堂と同じで銃によるもの。不審な点はない。だから分かってるぜ。反撃来いよ。
そなたの最大の刃である18人目の X は金蔵がすでに死んでいるとの仮説に立脚している。そう来ることはわらわも分かっている。だから金蔵を書斎より出した。その金蔵を親族会議の全員が迎えたぞ。親族会議に居合わせた全員が金蔵の存在を認めた。
そうだな。だがじいさまはずっと視線をさまよって寝込んでいた重病人ってことになってるぜ。やつれてて別人に見えちまってもみんな気にしないかもな。俺はこう返す。そのじいさまは別人の替え玉だ。親族たちがじいさまと見間違えた別人だ。
ならばわらわはこう返す。全ての人物は後ろ宮金蔵を見間違わない。いかなる変装であったとしても後ろ宮金蔵を見間違わない。
ならばこう返す。お前は第1のゲーム時では5本以上存在することになっていたマスターキーの本数を第2のゲーム時に赤き真実で5本と宣言することで以後のゲームの設定変更を行っている。同じことで第4のゲームにおいて金蔵の生死の設定が変更されている可能性がある。よって第4のゲームの金蔵の存在をもってそれ以前のゲームでの金蔵の存在を証明することにはならない。よって食堂での6人殺しはじいさまが自ら執行したと仮定しても何の矛盾も生じない。
ならばこう返そうぞ。4つのゲーム開始時の金蔵の性質設定は全て同一である。 第4のゲームのみ設定が異なることはない。
副賞要求。各ゲームの開始時に金蔵は生存している。
副賞拒否。答えぬよバトル。わらわはそなたに望まれて赤き真実を答えはせぬ。
くそ、じじいね。我が最愛の魔女ベアトリーチェを守るために体を張ってやがるってのか。
Swaying, that damn geezer came into view. Heh, is he trying to do some kind of knight blocking the path between me and Beto?
バトラーよ、お前にこのわしが超えられるかな。至らせぬ、至らせはせぬよ、黄金の魔女の高みにはな。お前の浅はかな推理など私一人を超えることもできぬわ。死ねい。
Kinjo's jet black cape spread as though it would swallow the world, becoming the snout of a vast black dragon that came at me, trying to swallow me in one gulp. Faced with that black dragon's roar, I calmed my breathing and closed my eyes lightly.
お前など一息に飲み込んでくれるわ。消え去れ、未熟者め。
黙りな、死に損ないの亡霊ね。
ほう、わしを亡霊呼ばわりしてみせるか。あくまでもわしはすでに死んでおるとする仮説を貫くか。それがお前の命取りよ。第4のゲームの第1の番にて闇に飲み込まれて消え去るがよい。
The black dragon's vast mouth, its snout, its fangs, swallowed Battler whole. In that instant, Battler suddenly opened his eyes.
ありがとうよ、ベアトリーチェ。お前の第3のゲームだ。俺の反撃の足がかりとなる。あばよ、クソじじい。こいつでお別れだぜ。俺は金蔵死亡説が第4のゲームでも主張できる根拠として以下の仮説を提唱する。
よかろう、存分に来るがよい。我が末裔よ。
行くぜ、クソじじい。金蔵の名は後宮家当主の称号として引き継がれているという仮説だ。後宮金蔵はすでに死んでいる。そしてその名を誰かが継承した。全員が承認した。それにより親族会議に居合わせた全員が金蔵の存在を認めた。じい様の変装をする必要さえもないのさ。一同が新しい金蔵を認めたのだから、よって見間違えるわけもない。以上の仮説が否定されない限りお前が死んでいるというこれでとどめだぜ、クソじじい。お前に副賞要求だ。全人物の中で異なる複数の名前を持つ人物は存在しない。
できんな。
安らかに眠りな、クソじじい。感謝しろよ。お前やっと死ねたんだぜ。こいつが陰道だ。食らってくたばりな。後宮金蔵はすでに死亡している。そうさ、あんたは気の毒だよな。その死体が見つかる場合いつも丸焼けだ。それは死後が経過している死体であることを悟られないための工作なのさ。そしてその名を誰かが受け継いだ。以上の仮説でてめえは死亡しているにもかかわらず金蔵は 親族会議に登場することができる。どうだよ、これだ、チェックメイトだ。
Several dozen blue stakes boarded Kinzo's ghost. Their terrible destructive power wouldn't let a ghost recover again.
あとリーチ。
キンズ、今日までありがとう。安らかねえ、そなたの日々を忘れ。
Dispersing along with the shadow of the black dragon as a golden flower petal scattered. Ushirimiya Kinzo became a gold-colored cyclone and disappeared. Even after death, he had fought for the sake of the woman he loved. There was no doubting your love and madness were the real thing.
バトラー、
恨むな。死者は眠らせろ。起こすな。次こそは。これでお前も最後だ。
Beato still couldn't pull out the blue wedge that pierced her foot. She realized that she was on the verge of death.
お前には随分と付き合ったぜ。お前の遊び相手としての義理は十分果たしたはずだ。だがそろそろお片付けの時間だぜ。家で寂しがり屋の妹が待ってるんだ。家族揃っておいとまさせてもらうぜ。
ならば殺せ。ならばわらわを殺してみせよ。逃げも隠れもせん。今や避けることもかなわぬわ。来い、後ろ宮バトラー。
おう、金蔵死亡説による18人目の X により残り全てを貫く。第4のゲームにおけるジョージの兄貴とジェシカの死も X が犯人で説明できる。地下牢から逃げて殺された5人も園芸倉庫の2人も最後のマリアも全て18人目の X で説明できる。何もおかしなことはない。以上にて全てのゲームにおける犯人の説明を人間にて完了する。ベアトリーチェ、これだ、チェックメイトだ。
Beatrice, who couldn't dodge, had several blue stakes driven into her and was skewered. Beato grabbed at them, trying to pull them out somehow.
食らっちまった。痛えよ。こりゃ死ぬな。こいつを引き抜かなきゃ死んじまう。痛いのは嫌だ。辛いのは嫌だ。
With both hands, Beato firmly grasped one of the blue stakes. Naturally, the power of the witch denying blue truth burned her hands. Unable to hide even her tears at the pain, Beato howled and tried to pull the stakes out with all her might.
これが抜けなきゃ死んでしまう。これが最後の反撃ならバトラー、我が魔法の数々をどう説明するのか。一番最初に登場したのは第2のゲームにおいてわらわがマリアのかぼちゃのマシュマロを直してやった時だ。この時ローザはその魔法を確かに目撃している。
Certainly, at that time, Rosa witnessed gold butterflies gathering and fixing of the marshmallow by the miracle of magic.
ローザ一人の目撃では信憑性がないであろう。だからわらわはその目撃者を極限まで増やしたのだ。それこそが今回のゲームよ。我が眷属たちの召喚、そして魔法による虐殺、それらの全てを大勢の人間たちに目撃させた。それこそが我が魔法の存在する証明。これをどう説明するのか。後ろ宮バトラー。
ステイルメイト。魔法があるから魔法はある。そういう論法にはできないってのが俺たちのブラウン管裁判のルールのはずだぜ。
そうだったな。
誰が何人魔法を目撃しようとも、それは魔法の存在の証明にはならない。俺はお前が見せてきた全ての魔法の存在するしないの遺憾にかかわらず、それは俺の不可侵の権利である。違ったか。
At those words, the blue stakes let out even brighter light, knocking my hands away.
やはり抜けぬか。
As Battler is now, even if I pull up a witness for each individual bit of magic and demand an explanation, you'll probably use some kind of move to deny all of them. Not just the magic with the marshmallow I showed Rosa, but all the miracles of magic. So I can no longer even claim to be a witch without questioning him about how something like a marshmallow was fixed. I'm in such an inferior position I must fight over such trivialities.
わらわは無理かもしれぬ。わかっている。もとより勝ちのなきゲームだったのだ。なればいつか敗れる日が来るのは当然のこと。わらわはバトラに敗れるためだけに今日までを戦ってきたというのか。勝てるかもしれないと始めたゲームだった。簡単には勝てなくても無限に繰り返すゲームの中でいつかは奇跡が起こると信じてた。何しろわらわには絶対に勝つという絶対の意志がある。しかし今やその奇跡は完全に失われた。そして絶対の意志はバトラに宿り、私には万一の奇跡も絶対にない。いや、奇跡も絶対もないが正しいのか。勝利はなく引き分けによる終了もない、唯一許された決着、敗北を与えられるまで永遠と抗うだけのゲーム。そうさ、私はバトラに殺されるためだけに戦っている。
I looked into Battler's eyes. That which was reflected inside them wasn't me. The figures of the little sister waiting for his return, and the family he had to bring back were reflected in those eyes. To him, my existence is already not even that of an individual. Obviously. From the very beginning, he's been trying to deny the individual that I am.
前回のゲームは面白かったな。ちょっと騙しただけだったけど、ほんのわずかの間だけでも 分かり合えたような感じになって面白かったな。そうだよ、あそこで手を打っておけばよかったんだよ。バトラがコロッと騙されたまま永遠に騙し続けてればよかったんだ。でもダメなんだよな。あれじゃ本当の勝ちじゃないんだよな。
これでチェックメイトか、ベアトリーチェ。
Beato had been run through several blue stakes, skewered over and over to the ground while still standing. Because of that, she wasn't even able to fall over. And, still looking up into the sky, was sewn in place. That tragic form might have been a fitting end for the cruel witch who had endlessly toyed with 18 people's lives and who had been killed constantly for hundreds of and thousands of years. Gently, as though someone was mourning over something, rain began to fall. Amid that rain, Beato was soaked and crucified.
終わりなのか、ベアト。
グーの音も出ぬわ。
まだだろ。お前はこの程度で終わる女じゃねえだろ。
無茶を言う。この姿がどう見たら終わっていないように見えるのか。早くとどめを刺せよ。言っちまえよ、お前の青き真実で。以上により魔女は存在しないって言っちまえよ。その一撃で私の息の根を止めてしまえ。
ダメだな。
ほう、わらわにこれ以上生き恥をさらせというのか。すでに決着はついておろうに。
立てよ。俺たちの殴り合いはまだ終わってない。
まだとな。
お前のそれは負けじゃない。もうやめたと投了しているだけだ。
いいではないかよ、投了で。それでそなたの勝ちだろうが。とっとと妹のところへ帰るがいい。わらわなどこの場に打ち捨てていけ。
俺は言ったはずだ。逃げない。お前を逃がさないとな。お前は何者だ。そして一体何が望みだったんだ。
それが知りたくばそなたの18番でも試せばよい。いいではないか。ただの妄想、幻想、それでいいではないか。
全然ダメだぜ。俺は逃がさない。俺はお前を打ち破る。このまま逃がしてなるもんか。お前をうやむやにしたまま幻想の暗闇に逃げ帰らせはしない。打ち破る。完全にな。だから立て。弱々しいふりなんかするな。お前はまだなんてか隠してる。俺にはわかる。
なぜおとなしく見逃してくれぬのか。
親父を、おふくろを、そしてエンゼを、いとこのみんなや親族のみんなを そして使用人のみんなをお前はあれだけもてあそんで殺した。その非道を俺は絶対に忘れない、許さない。俺の肩にはよ、まだエンジェの腕の感触が残ってるんだよ。俺はお前の非道を許さない。だからそんなことで逃がさない。
Madeler's eyes burned with the flames of hatred. The time had long since passed during that which pitiful behavior would have earned his compassion. After being tricked once, Balor will never sympathize with me again.
狼と羊のパズルどころか、これじゃ狼少年だな。どうすればいいんだよ。どうすれば。負けを認めぬためだけに無限に戦うのも、無限の魔女にふさわしき無限の拷問か。バトラに勝利を与えぬために無限に嫌がらせを繰り返すのもまた無限の魔女なのか。悲しいな。こんなのが無限の魔法なのか。もう嫌だ。魔女たちに無限に玩具にされるなんてもう嫌だ。勝ちはなく引き分け終了もない。ならばわらわを解放してくれる結末は魔女の道に落ちた時から、悪魔と契約をしたその日から、末路は悲劇であると約束されていたではないか。
どうした黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。六軒島の支配者ならば最後もそれにふさわしい貫禄を見せてみろ。
Lightning. The world was smashed with white. Fitting last moments for the ruler of Rokenjima. Still pierced by the blue stakes, Beato faced the rainy skies and let out a cry of laughter. Then she slowly raised her face and stared at Battler.
愚か者め、そなたの健闘をたたえ勝ちを譲ってやろうと思ったの。慢心したな。後悔するぞ。
それは譲られるものじゃねえ。お前から奪い取るものだ。お前だってそうだろうが。俺が魔女はいてもいいからなんて言い出す、そんな甘っちょろい勝ち方が納得できなかったから、前回はわざとああして最後にぶっ壊してくれたんだろうが。そうさ、俺は前回お前に一度情けをもらってたんじゃねえか。だからその借りをこれで返す。立て、俺の仇、俺の黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。
バカがバカが愚か者が、二度とチャンスがあると思うな。
When Beato yelled, the blue stakes that had pierced her chest blew to bits and disappeared. However, the blue wedge that had pierced her foot in the very beginning did not vanish.
まだ抜けてないぜ。18人目の X の青き真実が抜けていない。
そなたの副賞要求の一つに応じる。そなた全ゲームの開始時に 金蔵はすでに死んでいる。しかしならばつまりは一人を抜かせばよいこと。わらわはこれまでこの島には19人以上の人間は存在しないと宣言してきた。それを金蔵の分一人減らす。この島には18人以上の人間は存在しない。以上、つまり18人目を含めるぞ。つまり18人目の X は存在しない。これは全ゲームに共通することである。
そら見ろ、やっぱりまだとんでもねえ奥の手を隠してやがったぜ。17人しか人間のいない島が18人と偽られてきた。それが1人減って17人になり、ようやく正しい数になったってわけだ。これだ、お前をぶち抜いていたくさびが抜かれたな。戦いはゼロから仕切り直しってわけだ。
The blue wedge that had sewn Beato into place broke apart. There was no longer anything piercing her. The scars on her body had disappeared completely. There stood, just as Balor had hoped for, the figure of the majestic golden witch who ruled Rokenjima.
さあ来いバトラー、もう一度最初からだ。全てについて青き真実で打ち抜いてみよ。わらわももはや遊ばぬ。逃げもせぬ、隠れもせぬ。そなたが不甲斐ないならばこの勝負、この場にて決着してくれようぞ。わらわの譲り勝利にて妥協しなかったことを永遠に後悔させてくれる。さあ第1のゲームからだ。
おう、第1のゲーム。最初の園芸倉庫で見つかった親族6人の殺人に不審な点はない。アリバイのない誰にでも犯行は可能だった。
有効だ。続けるぞ。次のエヴァ夫婦の密室殺人はどうか。チェーンまでかかった密室であったぞ。赤き真実を追加する。2人は他殺である。密室構築後に片方を殺害の後に自殺したのではない。また殺人は執行者犠牲者が共に同室して行われた。執行者が室外から殺害する手段は存在しない。
犯人にはアリバイのない人間を想定する。それは死者だ。最初の6人の死体の中には顔面粉砕による身元不明死体が含まれる。これが実は偽装死体で、犠牲者のふりをして姿をくらました犯人 X が2人を殺したとの仮説は可能だ。そして犯人は密室殺人構築後、ベッドの下に隠れ俺たち全員をやり過ごしたんだ。
よかろう、次だ。ボイラー室に至ったカノンが殺されたな。赤き真実を追加する。全ての生存者にアリバイがある。さらに死者も含めようぞ。つまり島のいかなる人間にも死者にもカノンは殺せなかった。
誰にも殺せないなら自分で殺したということはあるかもな。ならカノン君は自殺かもしれない。副賞要求、カノン君は自殺ではない。
カノンは自殺ではない。
重ねるぜ。副賞要求、カノン君は他殺された。
副賞を拒否する。
その拒否で他殺を認めることも可能だが、お前はすでに赤で誰にも殺せなかったと宣言している。つまり他殺ではないんだ。これは第3のゲームの連鎖密室と同じなのさ。カノン君は自殺でも他殺でもない理由で死亡したんだ。状況は不明だが事故死というわけさ。胸に杭がぶち込まれて死んでしまうような、どのようなドジを踏んで事故死に至ったかについての説明は 悪魔の証明により説明拒否。
ほうほう、悪魔の力を身につけたそなたは今や敵なしだな。有効であるぞ。ならばその後の客間にての源氏、南條、熊沢の3名の殺人はどうか。無論同室していたマリアは殺していないぞ。そしてもちろん3人は他殺だ。
殺人を実行したのは身元不明死体で姿をくらました犯人 X で説明できる。そもそもあの3人の顔面も粉砕されていた。どれかが替え玉死体の可能性は十分にある。
身元不明死体についてその身元を全て保証する。すなわち替え玉トリックは存在しない。
ならば相打ち殺人で説明できる。3人はそれぞれに銃を持って時計回りに突きつけ、同時にその後マリアがその銃を回収して隠した。これならどうだ。
なんという暴論。気に入った。ならば最後の夏日は赤き真実を追加。夏日は他殺である。身元不明死体は一切ない。生存者も全員がアリバイがある。
トラップ X による間接殺人で説明できる。夏日おばさんの銃に細工がされてたんだ。あの銃は構えて撃った人間のちょうど眉間に弾をくれてやるように作られた罠の銃だったとすれば説明できる。
夏日の額に埋まりし銃弾は夏日の銃から放たれたものではない。
夏日おばさんは内容不明の手紙によりおびき出された可能性がある。そしてホールに呼び出された。そして特定の時刻に特定の場所に立つように強いられて、あらかじめ設置してあった銃を利用したトラップ X により殺害されたんだ。
素晴らしい。そなたの暴論はもはや心地よくすらある。敬意を表し第一のゲームをそなたに譲ろうぞ。感服したわ。
The instant Beto acknowledged her defeat in the first game, sticks of blue truth once again pierced her chest, letting out a terrible sound.
これくらいでは答えぬわ。まだまだ来い。第2のゲームだ。
Beto just barely pulled out the sticks that had pierced her chest, but even though there was no hole left behind, she still seemed to be bearing a deep wound that was letting out a massive amount of blood. And she was tormented by an equally fierce pain. But Beto grinned, grinding her teeth and pushed for the next game to start. But I won't feel sympathy for her. Just by her existing there, we've been killed and harassed over and over. And Angie's been burdened with the future of isolation.
そうとも、わらわがここにいてただ笑うだけでも永遠の地獄は続く。そなたを妹に返しはしない。妹は帰らぬ家族に1000年の間泣き続ければよい。
くしょうが情けも容赦もしねえぜ。第2のゲームだ。まずは最初の事件だ。6人が殺された礼拝堂での密室殺人については当時の俺がすでにカンパしている。マリアの鍵を何者かが密かに拝借し、事件終了後に密かにマリアのカバンに戻したんだ。
マリアの鍵はマリア受領後から翌日のローザ開封の瞬間まで誰の手にも渡っていない。
ジジイの書斎と同じ構造で礼拝堂の扉がオートロックだった可能性がある。つまり事件前に開錠しておいて扉が閉まりきらないように石でも挟んでおいた。そして鍵をマリアに預けた。施錠はオートのため鍵は必要なかったとの仮説もあり得る。
金蔵の書斎以外に オートロックの扉は存在しない。
扉は犠牲者たちが内側から閉めたんだ。6人の中に犯人がいて5人を殺し死んだふりをしていた。
6人は発見時にすでに全員死亡していた。全員が他殺だ。6人は全員が純粋な犠牲者であり、相互の殺人には関与しない。相打ち殺人は存在しない。
熊沢さんをはじめ当時アリバイがない人間が存在した。そんな誰かが6人を殺し内側に隠れていたと仮定すれば問題ない。
あの礼拝堂には誰も隠れていなかった。よってその引きこもり密室は通用しない。どうしたよ後ろ宮バートラー。第2のゲームからは甘くないぜ。
It was a thundering exchange of red and blue truth. The stakes and wedges of blue truth that I sent flying attacked one after another, and Beto cut them down one after another with her red truth, her red treasured sword, knocking them down. But the blood she'd lost from the first game was probably serious. This intense exercise was putting even greater strain on her. I could also see her breath grow ragged. That's why I can't hold back now. I'll corner her, that witch. This time I'll break through her.
まだだぜ。ああ、ダメだ。全然ダメだ。俺のへりくつは終わっちゃいねえぜ。ならばこれはどうだ。彼らに与えられた飲食物に小型爆弾が入っていて腹の中で爆発した。つまりトラップ X による犯行の可能性。気づかずに飲み込んで腹をぶちまけるような爆弾の詳細については悪魔の証明。説明拒否。
なんだよそりゃ。小型爆弾
But Beto failed to knock down the blue wedge as it flew at an angle like a breaking pitch. It let out a thunk and gorged itself deep into her left shoulder. However, even as the breaking pitch hit her, her laughter didn't seem to be stopping. Yeah, I get it. Even I think that theory's pretty screwed up.
好きなだけ笑いやがれ。文句があるのか。
なし。その暴論や心地よし。次なるジェシカとカノンの密室は。
問題ない。使用人の誰かが犯人であればマスターキーを使える。密室ですらない。
その後使用人室でカノンらしき謎の人物が襲いかかり、南條と熊沢が殺されたな。カノンの死亡はあの時刻以前に赤で宣言済みだった。ならばあのカノンは何者だというのか。
カノン君の死亡は赤で宣言済みならば生きているわけがない。よって襲われた彼らがカノン君と誤認するような何者かの変装の可能性がある。
彼らは異なる人物をカノンと誤認することは絶対にない。
ならば金蔵の名の世襲と同じにカノンの名が世襲された可能性がある。カノン君が殺され別の人物がその名を受け継ぎ彼らを襲ったと仮定できる。
It sounded like a watermelon being squashed rang out, and a blue wedge was buried deep into Beto's left flank. Maybe it hit in a bad place, since it seemed to be really effective. After leaning over and moaning for a while, she laughed it off as though trying to make it seem like it was no big deal. Yeah, I get it. That must have hurt a lot.
またしてもこともなげに人間の誰かを犯人に仕立ててきやがったぜ。ゲーム盤上では口が裂けても言えぬことを実にシャーシャーとのたま。しかし有効だ。その暴言心地よし。心地よいぞ。俺は 痛みではない心地よさだ。
When Beato howled, the wedge that had pierced her was blasted away. But the wound remained, and she continued to be tormented by the fierce pain.
いいのか、続けていくぜ。第2のゲームの最後の殺人、夏日おばさんの部屋で死んだ3人についての青き真実は18。赤で反論はあるか。なければ第2のゲームも俺のものだ。
ああ、ないぞ。そのようなさまつで戦うのもつまらない。くれてやる。第2のゲームなぞ貴様にくれてやるわ。
The instant she acknowledged her loss in the second game, 2 blue stakes gouged through Beato's chest this time. The witch's lungs were gouged, as were her intestines. Her face twisted in anguish. Her body twisted as she gasped in pain.
痛えのか。
痛い？いやいや、くすぐったいくらいよ。全身を細切れにされてくず肉の山にされたお前の妹に比べればな。お前もくず肉にしてやるぞ。兄弟仲良く混ぜて合いびきにしてくれるわ。
ぶち殺してやる。お前を同じ細切れにしてやる。次だ、第3のゲームだ。いつまでへばってやがれ。てめえを地獄に叩き落としてやるのはこれからだ。
無論よ、これくらいでへばるものか。そうとも、まだまだこれからよ。さあ、第3のゲームを始めようぞ。まずは最初の6連結の連鎖密室。本来ならこの密室はそなたが当時にカンパしている。しかしそなたは金蔵を殺してしまった。
At the time, I theorized Gramps was the culprit. But after the killing of the other 5 and stringing the keys across each room, he'd constructed his own closed room from the boiler room. And that there, he'd died in an accident while carrying out some kind of scheme, burning to death in the boiler. And now that I've declared Gramps is already dead, but I've denied my own theory myself, ironically enough. However,
問題ない。ジジイ以外にも犯行可能な人間は大勢いる。親族会議中だった大人たちが全員グルで犯行に及んだとさえ言い切れる。
マスターキー5本はすべて5人の使用人の懐よりそれぞれ発見された。個別の鍵は死体の傍らの封筒の中に。つまり連鎖密室に関わるすべての鍵が連鎖密室内に閉じ込められていたわけだ。ドアの隙間だの窓の隙間だの通気口だの、そんなところを使って密室外から鍵を戻すことなどできるぞ。
なら毒ガスで殺したんだ。鍵は通らなくてもガスなら通るぜ。密室の外から殺人を実行したんだ。
彼ら全員には致命傷となった重曹と思わしき傷跡があったぞ。室外からの殺害は不可能だぞ。さらに赤を重ねようぞ。金蔵を除く5人の殺人の際、殺人者は必ず同室していた。自殺者がいないことは当時に赤で宣言済みだ。
犯人は全員をそれぞれの部屋で殺害後、連鎖密室を構築した。しかし最後の部屋の鍵だけはどうしても密室内に戻せない。だが戻すことはできたぜ。死体の第一発見者が鍵を見つけたふりをして誰かの死体のポケットから取り出して見せればいいからだ。
she couldn't fully block the retort of that blue stake. Beato was pushed back by the blue wedges that were unleashed on her one after another, finally failed to block one, and once again took a severe wound. As she howled in pain, she pulled out the blue wedge that had pierced her right arm. Mayato's entire body had been torn apart and pierced with blue wedges, stakes, and blades over and over again. And now she was totally covered in blood. But even so, Bayato grinned, cackling as though this was amusing.
エンジェに親を連れ戻して帰宅すると約束した男がどの口で親を犯人にした説を語るというのか。いいぜ、それでもいいんだぜ。家族で仲良く大量殺人に手を染めて、決して落ちぬ血にまみれながらエンジェのところに帰れよ。それでこそ魔女の島からの生還者にお似合いだぜ。クズ肉エンジェにぴったりだ。
黙りやがれ。てめえを殺せ。バラバラにして殺せ。命乞いの必要はないぜ。絶対にこの手で最悪の死を与えてやる。
ああ、そなたならできるだろうよ。千年の果てに残虐の限りを尽くしきったわらわにそれに見合う最後を与えてくれるだろうよ。ああ、それは痛いのか辛いのか、それともくすぐったいのかな。これくらいで答えるかよ。来いよ後ろ宮バトラー。まだ謎は残ってるぜ。
Bayato had already countered my first powerful move, the 18th person X, by making the number of people on the island 17. But just by limiting the number of people to 17 didn't overturn the theory that Aunt Ava was the culprit. I can crush most of the murders in the third game this way. Blood dripped from all over the body of the Golden Witch. I cornered her, this time thoroughly without mercy. This isn't a game to be played to decide who wins and who loses. Yeah, we aren't playing. Even the time I spent together fighting like this delays my trip home. In her isolation, Enji will continue to have her heart torn apart by loneliness and sadness. I have to go back to Enji as fast as I can.
ボロボロだな。虫の息ってやつか。
まだまだ答えぬわ。これくらい。こそばよいわ。
いらねえようだな、容赦。
もとよりそのつもりもなかろう。
存分に行くぜ。
そうせよ。逆の立場だった時わらわは容赦しなかった。だからそなたもそのチャンスがあったならそうするべきであろうが。じゃないとまた別の世界の孤独な演者を呼んで今度は獅子を引きちぎって槍に刺して炙り焼きにしちまうぜ。
黙れ。もう二度と俺の家族も親族もそして使用人のみんなもお前のおもちゃにはさせねえぜ。俺はすでに第4のゲームの謎も全て青き真実で打ち破っている。残る謎は第3のゲームの一番最後、南條先生の殺人だけだぜ。
おや、わらわはもうそんなところまで追い詰められている。わらわも風前の灯火であるな。
She coughed violently, spitting up blood. Her insides had been punched through so many times. It was only natural.
ということはこの南條先生殺しの謎だけが お前が魔女であることの最後の防衛戦ってことになるな。
そうなる。これを破られてわらわは全ての謎を破られたことになる。そなたの真実のいずれかを新しき赤き真実で反論するか、新しきわらは死ぬ。
追い詰められて風前の灯火って感じには見えねえぞ。まだ何か隠し玉を持ってやがるな。
さあどうかな。わらわはもはや1000年の長すぎる生涯にあいている。その果てに巡り合ったそなたという好敵手によって生涯を閉じるのも悪くないと思い始めている。そなたならやれるよな。やってくれよ。頼むよ。殺してくれよ。殺してばっかりでさ、殺された試しがねえんだよ。お前ら18人を幾百と殺してはきたけれど、殺された試しは一度もねえから、一回くらいは経験してみてんだよ。
It was a graceful show of boldness, unchanged from before. But blood dripped from her mouth. Her once beautiful dress was covered with holes, and blood poured from all over her body, making her physical appearance stand in sharp contrast to her attitude. Maybe the shot she had taken into the flank was still tormenting her, and she was still pressing down on it unconsciously, without a trace of grace. But I have no time for pity. As long as I feel sympathy for this witch, my family and I won't be released from this place. Until I defeat her, we won't be able to go home. In the outside world, it may be possible for even enemies to understand each other when circumstances change. But pure evil does not. Evil that brings misfortune just by existing. It is said to be spared no compromise. Just by its continued existence alone, it's evil.
お前を哀れには思わない。お前が俺たちの誰にも憐れまなかったように。
そうともさ、お前らならゲームの駒だぜ。毎回最初の6人は誰を殺そうかな、次の2人はどう殺そうかな、もっとグロい殺し方はねえかなって考えるのは最高に楽しいぜ。なあバトラよ、少し改心するから今回も許してくれよ。そしたらさ、もうちょっとマシな殺し方に変えてやるからよ。誰をどの順にどんな風に殺すか、お前の希望も聞いてやるからよ。楽しいぜ、人の命をもてあそぶってのはよ。お前なら考えつくよ。エンジをもっとクズ肉にしてやる方法をよ。来いよバトラー、南條殺し暴いてみろ。
The 18th person X has been defeated, but I won't give in. I'll stop that witch's breathing cold. The end of the third game. It was announced in red that the survivors at that point in time, Balor, Ava, Jessica, and Nanjo, were all uninvolved with Nanjo's murder. And it was also proclaimed that he was murdered directly by someone before his eyes. All the other people had the strongest possible ally by having their deaths proclaimed in red. I'll break through this without using the 18th person X. Think. Don't stop thinking. Her red doesn't only bind me, but it's also supposed to be her weak point. I've got to use it against her. That's right. There's still a gap. Yeah, this way I can break through it. This way, Beatrice's legend of the witch is finished.
確かに他の連中は死亡だったろうさ。だが赤で死亡を宣言されたのは 南條先生が死んだ瞬間ではない。厳密に言えば南條先生の死体が見つかった後の俺とエヴァの戦いにおいてだ。つまり南條先生を殺した時点では生きていた何者かがエヴァの死亡宣言までの間に死亡していれば、その感激は縫えることになる。つまりはこういうことさ。エヴァの死亡宣言で初めて死亡とされた人物の中に犯人がいて、その人物は最初うまいこと死んだふりをして俺たちをやり過ごした。そして赤での死亡宣言がないまま俺たちには死んだと思い込ませた。そして南條先生を殺し、その後に何かの理由で死んだ。そしてその後にエヴァが赤で死亡宣言を出す。以上の仮説でも南條先生の事件は説明できる。
When he forcefully asked that question, there was a terrible sound that could only be likened to that of a compressor. And a blue stake that was as thick as a log appeared from under the earth and skewered the Golden Witch Beato, pulling her up into the air. Ugly tearing sounds rang out, and each time a blue stake or a wedge would appear and pierce Beatrice's body. When they finally ended, her tragic form was exposed there, pincushioned by more than 10 stakes and wedges all over her body, dripping with blood, dangling and crucified. There was none of the dignity of the brutal witch who had sneered in the honor of the dead and toyed it with and killed hundreds of the living. The rain, which started falling at some point, quietly tormented the crucified witch. As Balor heaved with his breathing, he waited for some kind of answer from the Golden Witch. Although it wasn't long, it took the witch a bit of time to show any signs of life.
Jigo, 自得だぜ。お前が殺めてきた人々の痛みの一部を思い知れ。
Even as he said that, it seemed Balor had lost a little of his momentum at this extremely pathetic sight. Even if it was an enemy, he couldn't look straight at a woman exposed to in such brutal fashion. But even so, unless he destroyed Beatrice, this battle wouldn't end.
バトラー、頼むよ。
Huh? Beto let out a sob.
いてよ。すげえ。いてよ。終わらせて。終わらせて。これでもまだ死ねねえんだよ。こんなにいてえのにまだ死ねねえんだよ。
俺に何を求めやがる。
終わらせて。この苦痛から解放して。
Beato's expression was soaked with blood and tears. Balor certainly had been tricked by her at one point, so he was probably able to suspect that her expression, that even her tears were in act. However, Balor believed in those tears. After all, those tears had the red truth mixed in with them.
どうすりゃいい。どうすればお前の痛みを終わらせられる。
今からすべてを晒すから。それがわらわの心臓。
心臓。
許して。
ベアト。
殺してもう死ぬ
Were those tears from pain and torment, or else? Either way, that pathetic expression was painful for Battle to look at, even after burning with such anger.
早くヘンゼのところに帰ってあ
帰るためじゃない。お前の痛みを止めるために。お前の願いを聞く。
ありがとうバトラー
In her last breath, Beto summoned up all of her remaining strength, and managed to close both of her hands into fists. A red light began to gather at those fists. Then she lifted her arms, as though appealing to the heavens for something.
バトラーなら殺せるから私の心臓を潰して貫いてね
The red light around both her arms gradually began to strengthen.
おね
After saying that much, her face tilted toward the side a bit. Then her right arm lost its light and flopped down. But her left arm alone did not lose its light and remained held out towards the heavens. Then, before Battler's eyes, another Beato appeared with a faint form, transparent like a curtain. The crucified Beato had already lost consciousness. However, the newly appeared faint Beato quietly looked at me, her eyes expressionless, and spoke.
後ろ宮バトル、今から私があなたを殺します。
それで
そしてたった今、この島にはあなた以外誰もいません。この島で生きているのはあなただけです。島の外の存在は一切干渉できません。
I understand. This is the last mystery Beatrice will be able to make as a witch. She's trying to offer it to me, entreating me to solve this final mystery, and kill her.
来いよ。お前の最後の謎。俺が受け取ってやる。
この島にあなたはたった一人。そしてもちろん私はあなたではない。なのに私は今ここにいて、これからあなたを殺します。
南條先生殺しの謎の強化版ってわけか。それで
私は誰？
それがお前の最後の出題なのか。
私は誰？
Then Beatrice slowly approached me and, still expressionless, held me. Yeah, I get it, Beato. I'll kill you, don't worry. I also slowly held her head. Then I, as a piece, left the game board.
し出せるわだから